Hi there, and welcome back to the Lisa Nichols Show. Here's where I share tools that you and I both need to really maximize our life, to live the life that we love, and one that we want to talk about and share with other people. In a very special episode of the Lisa Nichols Show called How to Visualize and Stay Motivated on Your Journey, my team and I took a hike, and I loved how much you all were engaged. Wasn't that a great hike? And it had so many nuggets in it. L. Renee Davis said, OMG, Lisa, when you talked about that mindset shift and thanking each part of your body, my eyes filled with tears. L. Renee, I know exactly what you're talking about, sister. L. Renee goes on to say, that was my BOL, breakthrough out loud, from this video. I'm adding that to my morning gratitude session. Yes, and watch things begin to transform, sis. And Latanya Y. Williams says, everything I need to learn and want lives on the other side of discomfort. Wow. I'm learning how to find comfort in my discomfort. Thank you, Lisa. Hashtag BOL, breakthrough out loud. I love it. I love when you get something, you get a nugget, and then you run with it. Can I tell you, so many people collect information. I mean, they collect information, and yet they forget to do one key thing: take action. So when you learn something here, taking action is the key. I don't just want to know about the BOL. I want to know about the ACTION when you got into action. So please give me that kind of feedback as well on any episode. You don't have to wait to a corresponding episode. I want you to tell me what action looks like and what it manifests in your life. You know, one of the great things about being a dreamer or a visionary is that you have great ideas. Not everyone's a dreamer, not everyone's a visionary, but when you are, like me, you got idea after idea after idea. And so often we feel overwhelmed, and believe it or not, most people, you may have experienced this before, if you have a ton of ideas and they feel like they're all flooding in, you actually can become paralyzed and don't take action on anything because you're trying to figure out what to do first. One of the things I did to help me get it out of my head, because in your head, this is what I say, in your head, it's a small space. It's a very small space. So conversations, negative self-talk, belief systems, everything just feels like it's all cramped together. And quite frankly, for me, it like keeps me up at night, makes me feel like I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and just doesn't give me peace of mind. And so I'm a big person on dumping it out. Let me look at what I'm thinking about. And I look at everything I'm thinking about. I write out my conversations that I want to have, especially the carefrontational conversations. You know, the conversations that are going to be a little sticky or might be a little messy or a little emotional. I write those out. I also write out my ideas. I write out my dreams. I write out what I'd like to do just to get them out so I can look at them. So that's number one. If you have a lot of ideas, a lot of things that you want to do, write them out. And I make columns for each one. So I don't put them all together because they're each on almost like on separate islands, which is why you feel so fragmented or overwhelmed or whatever that might be. So I make columns, and then I just put the idea at the top of the column. And I just write out everything that I have in my head about that idea until I feel like, whew, okay, I got that out. Once I have them out, then I attach a timeline to when I'm going to start it and ideally complete it. Now, let's be clear. The timeline of when you're going to start it and complete it are going to move. So don't get stressed out about the timeline. You made it up. I'm going to say that again. When you create a timeline, you made it up, which means you get to modify what you made up at any given time. But I give myself a start and a completion date. Now, here's the key thing. There are things that I give a start date to that I'm not even going to start for 2 years, for 18 months. Matter of fact, I'll do, like, let's say I'm in the second quarter of this year. I'll put in one of those columns, my start date is the second quarter of next year. So I know I'm going to get to it. I know I'm going to get to it. It's called, what am I doing now? And what am I not doing now? But I'm doing it. I'm just not doing it now. Oh, man, can I tell you, don't sleep on that little nugget right there. I learned that from my coach, Susie Carter, that there's your doing now, and then there's your doing, but not now. So it's on the calendar. Everything that you're doing should be on the calendar. There's the doing now. It has a place on the calendar that you're actively in. And then there's a doing not now because it's on the calendar. So I have some great projects I'm excited about. I don't start them for like another 10 months. And then I put all my other projects from these columns inside of these current 10 months. And so now you are doing it because you have a start date, but you're not overwhelmed with it because it's not all vying for your space and your attention in the now. And when you have space in your mind, you have time to be present. Present to your family, present to your children, to your siblings, present to return a call from an old friend, present to catch a movie and really enjoy it, present to let love be and live in your space, present to just chill. So the trade-off of having so many things in your head is not being present. And when you trade off not being present, that means you're losing a ton of nows for the future. And in reality, your future is simply a bunch of nows on their way to you. So train yourself to be in the now. Timeline it out. Now that's what worked for me. And I gotta tell you, it made a world of difference. It also initiated me writing out what I want to do and when I'll start it out past a year, out to 18 months. Out to 24 months as I begin to dream bigger. And it also gave me space to prepare to start. I would randomly start things, just running. I call it ignorance on fire. And when I began to put it on the calendar out in the future to start it out there, I found that I unconsciously began to prep for it better, which meant that I was able to actually complete it more the way that I wanted it to be done. So remember, this show is not just a monologue. This show is a dialogue, a dynamic, delicious, daring at times dialogue. It's a conversation between you and I. It's a relationship. Yep, this is a relationship. And so I want to hear from you. What part of this episode did you need to hear? What part of getting your mind in order and laying out what you need to do? This is a very linear thinker, doer episode. This is an episode that helps you get more done. Not so much pulling on your heartstrings, but really getting completion to projects and ideas that you love. What did you need to hear that will help you in organizing and executing and in completing the things that you call your dreams? I look forward to hearing from you. If you haven't already done so, subscribe. You know, I'm your girl. We're in this together. I need you to subscribe and make a commitment to the family. And then look out for more amazing, dynamic, delicious conversation in the future. Why? Because this right here, my friend, is your home. And we, my friend, we are your tribe. And I am your sister in prosperity and in possibility. And every single time I say that I believe in you and that I love you, it's because I do. I see you. I see who you really are. And I love who I see. I'll see you real soon. Can't wait.